Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have a 1v1 on Langreskaya Winter. Our heroes today are going to be Paradox, playing for the Germans. And we have SLush, playing for the Soviets of the Red Army. Now, both of these players are quite good, I have to say. I haven't actually seen the replay, so I don't know as far as the game goes. But they're pretty high ranked. I mean, Paradox, the German player, is ranked 14 currently at the time of this casting as Germans, and we have SLush ranked at 28 for the Soviets. So, again, I haven't seen the game, but I think we can expect a pretty good game here. So anyways, we see that SLush has actually selected his doctrine, and he went for the guard motor coordination tactics. So I guess he has something in mind to have chosen that one already. Reason to mention that is because, well, you know, those doctrines don't have any zero cost command point abilities, so you don't really get any benefit from selecting it this early on. So, you know, I can only assume that he's selecting it because he has some type of build order in mind that relies on that one. So anyways, regardless, we see that Paradox is going on the left-hand side with his Pioneers, going over to the fuel on the queue up, and he is going to run into the Combat Engineers. As far as tech goes, he built Tier 1 with his Pioneers right off the bat, and is getting himself 2 Grenadier squads and an MG42. It was Grenadier, MG42, then another Grenadier. For SLush, we have conscripts like you would expect. Both conscript squads are going straight up the center. MG42 is setting up to catch him out in the open. Conscripts are going to be able to get into the cover of those hay bales, but they do get suppressed because 2 of their men are on the wrong side of that cover. Both of those men go down quite quickly to that MG42, and the last men do get suppressed. Second conscript squad is coming up for the flank on it. They do manage to actually nail that gunner, managing to get themselves behind that arc of fire. And the second squad, or first squad that is, actually manages to break the pin down in the suppression and stands back up, forcing away the MG42 for Paradox right away. So, nice victory there for SLush. He will be able to capture that cutoff point and force away, deny that income for Paradox. Left-hand side, we see the Pioneers trying to harass the cutoff point for the left-hand side for SLush, but the conscripts are coming up straight at them, and they force them off of the field. Well, not directly off of the field. One man does fall down in the middle of the snow, and the rest do jump into the house to hold the territory for a little while. Engagement over here at the cutoff point for Paradox. Grenadier squad getting engaged by 2 conscript squads at the same time. One squad is at 3 men, but these Grenadiers are taking quite a beating. The MG42 is not set up in a position where it can actually help out, unfortunately. Conscript squad gets brought down to 1 man and is forced off of the field, but the Grenadiers are themselves down to 1 man, needs to retreat. There it goes, she'll be able to make it out alive. And a 3rd Grand squad is now hitting the field, running down that road. Running down that road, and will be able to help out, but unfortunately that point is currently cut off for Paradox. Down south, we see a Grenadier squad pushing forward onto Root's territory across the road. Conscript right there to intercept them. They will have themselves a firefight. Grenadiers are in light cover, so they should have the advantage, although they do run away from the light cover. All units just spreading out. Conscripts do take a loss right there. The Grenadiers have taken quite a significant amount of health loss. And we might see Molotovs being tossed. Not yet, though. And we now see a 4th Grenadier squad being produced for Paradox. So we have 4 conscripts and 4 Grenadiers, plus the MG42 for Paradox. So that gives them a heavier investment into the earlier tiers, although, well, I suppose his tier 1 and conscripts are tier 0. Grand squad now down to 3 men, did bring down this conscript squad to 4. 1 man left on that squad, forces them to retreat. Grenadier squad coming up with an LMG, going to be able to provide some nice firepower against these conscripts, but at 1 squad, it is in a little bit of a disadvantage to this number of conscripts. Grenadier squad and Pioneers force off a conscript squad over on the left-hand side. And the Grenadiers with the LMG in the center will take some pot shots at this retreating conscript squad, maybe even killing 1 man on the retreat, although they are moving, shifting their position, unfortunately, so the LMG is not able to get any kills. Conscripts going over to this cutoff point. They will be taking it, getting some heavy cover right here. The LMG machine gun, LMG Grenadiers, that is, pushing up closer to them. They are going to get almost point-blank range, it looks like. And they are in a little bit of a pickle. There are two conscript squads on top of them, with a third one following up. Actually, that's a combat engineer, but this Grand is going to need some help. There is a second Grenadier squad coming up to help out, but this Grand squad is now down to 2 men. Has actually done a lot of damage to this conscript squad, bringing it down to 3, but it needs to retreat. It does retreat in a very awkward angle, not trying to run through the snow and get itself caught. Goes down the road, manages to make it out alive, very low in health, but quite lucky to be alive there. Paradox. MG42 opening up on the conscript squad in this hay bale, brings in a suppression, makes them hit the dirt. They are in heavy cover against this Grand squad, so they will be able to stay there for a while, but the MG42 is shooting him on the flank, on the defilade, I forget what it's called. But the conscript squad is still only suppressed. There it goes, gets retreated. So a nice victory there for Paradox, forcing away Root Slush's forces. Sniper now hitting the field for Root Slush. He has built himself tier 1, obviously. The sniper is going to be quite annoying. And we'll see how effective he is. Left-hand side, Pioneers engaging the Conscripts. The Pioneers are in light cover, but the Conscripts will be able to still batter them and win. Pioneers are forced off of the field, and they are not able to capture that point. Sniper taking some shots. We hear the first shot go off against these Grenadiers. Down goes 1 man immediately. We have a combat engineer squad on the right-hand side capturing that fuel point, and the Grenadiers decide to just simply go over to this other strategic point. Interestingly enough, this munitions point hasn't gotten captured by anybody at any point in this game so far. So, we'll see what happens. Sniper over on the left-hand side taking some shots at the LMG-equipped Grens, and they are now down to 3 men. They do open up on the conscripts, but the sniper will take another shot down to 2 men. They are going to have to retreat quite quickly. Rifle nade goes down on the conscripts, doing some nice damage, down to 4 men, and some health damage there. The MG42 opens up on that conscript as well, shooting through that gap in the hedge, but it is going to be just fine. Over here in the north, we see the combat engineers getting hunted by these Grens. The Grens do take a little bit of a pot shots there at them. Second Grand squad does intercept them. There's a 3-man Grand squad, so it's not going to do a lot of damage, but with the follow-up on this other Grand squad with the LMG, these combat engineers could actually die quite quickly if they don't retreat. They are not supported right now, down to 3 men. The LMG is shifting, keeps on shifting. There we go, now it starts opening up, and it does a lot of damage to the combat engineers. The combat engineers are going to die if they don't retreat. They are retreating, but they are retreating through the heavy snow. I think this combat engineer is going to die, and down goes the combat engineer. Nice pick up there for Paradox. We do see the sniper prodding into the center, capturing that victory point, as well as a conscript squad capturing the strategic point over here. Finally, we see the munitions getting captured by Paradox in the center, and throughout the snow they can't actually see each other, but this Grenadier squad is going to run straight into those conscripts, and the sniper's probably just going to stop and take a shot at those Grenadiers. And there it goes, nice shot goes in, down goes 1 Grenadier. It's going to be quite difficult for Paradox to do anything about this. He has built himself, no, actually, sorry, that's still tier 1. For some reason I mistook that. 120mm mortar on the field for Root Slush. It is currently freezing to death, unfortunately, so it needs to set itself up in a position where it can have some at least light cover so that it can... oh, very nice rifle nade going on top of the 120mm mortar. Does a lot of damage, brings it down to 4 men on the retreat. So, yeah. One thing to keep in mind is that cover does, counteract the effects of the blizzards and the snow. So, yeah, if you're going to have some stationary squats, try to put them in a position where they have at least light cover so that they don't get just frozen to death. Grand squads on the left-hand side do get pushed away by a conscript. They don't manage to actually capture that fuel. So unfortunately for Paradox, he is still suffering in the fuel front. He's only up to 118 fuel right now. Not enough to actually produce anything, really. I mean, he could go tier 2 and get some light vehicles, but I'm thinking he's probably wanting to wait. I mean, he's already got escalate to battle phase 2 and getting a tier 3 possibility, so it's probably what he's trying to go for. Left-hand side, Pioneers are going for the fuel. We have a Grand Squad capturing the strategic points, probably going for this one as well. It's going to be able to connect that fuel and get a little bit more income. Conscripts just trudging through the snow. Another conscript squad going forward. Sniper taking some shots at that MG42. MG42 down to 2 men, forced off of the field once again. Quite annoying to have snipers on the field for the Germans, especially because their squads are pretty much 4 men, all of them, so it is essentially 25% reduction in effectiveness every shot the sniper takes. Down goes 1 grenadier to the sniper. LMG does open up on the conscripts, doing a lot of damage, down to 3 men. Might even go down to 2 men on the retreat. No, they do manage to get out alive, and the sniper's just shifting position, probably going to try to take another shot at those grenadiers. They are down to 3. Next shot will bring them down to 2. And yeah, they hit the ground. Down goes another grenadier squad, and the sniper is just gonna retreat. Pioneers on the left-hand side do get forced away by those conscripts, but it does give Paradox a little bit of a respite in the fuel front. He is gonna be able to get a little bit more income for a little bit. He is gonna lose it again though, but you know, every little bit helps. Grant's going to the right-hand side, trying to recap that fuel. He needs the fuel desperately. Yeah, he needs it. He wants it. Thankfully for Paradox, SLush hasn't actually built any tech, but with the commander, once he gets those 4 command points, he could actually get himself Colin T-34s. Grand squad at 1 man does hit retreat, and it looks like it's actually going to make it out alive. Very lucky. They're very low on health. Those conscripts were taking some shots on the retreat. Plus, you know, with the snipers, she's taking shot at all his infantry. Very risky to have the squads out there. Grand squad down to 3 men to that sniper. Rifle nade goes into the conscripts where they were. Very lucky Grand squad there. Down to 1 man on the retreat. The sniper takes a shot but misses on the retreat. So a very lucky Grand there. Right hand side, conscripts decap that fuel. The munitions point. The fuel point finally gets recaptured for Paradox. So he is going to get again some income. And he is now building himself tier 3 and should be able to get a tank pretty much now. I mean, he could get one, yeah, right now. 115 fuel for that Panzer IV, so not not sure exactly what he's waiting for. There he goes. He's actually getting a flak Panzer. Interesting choice. An okay choice considering what he has seen on the field. Sorry, a little bit of tongue tied there, but yeah, and it is actually going to be quite painful for SLush because he doesn't have any additional tech. If he had maybe tier 3 on the field, he could produce a T-34 to counter it. Hell, even tier 2 with AT guns would also be a viable thing, although flak Panzers do have a tendency to, you know, circle strafe AT guns and kill them quite quickly. Anyways, up here in the north we see 2 conscript squads surrounding a grenadier squad. Grenadier squad does get veteran C2 because of it and just runs away. With Svet 2, it's going to be able to survive quite easily. LMG equipped Grens are keeping those conscripts at bay, taking some shots at them. Nice shot there by the 120mm mortar, actually kills one of those Grens. And no, actually it looks like this guy over here might have actually been the mortar, but I don't know. Pioneers are running back home. A interesting shot. Where did it land, actually? Looks like it's actually shooting at the MG42. Anyway, sniper taking some shots at these Grens. Grens down to 2 men. Second LMG equipped grenadier on the field. And here comes the flak Panzer. This is going to be quite nice for SLush. He obviously has to worry about 18-8s, but look at that damage to the conscripts. Nice rifle nade falling on top of the conscripts down to 2 men. And it's keep going straight. It's going to try to hunt down the other conscript squad. And maybe the sniper is taking some shots by those LMGs on the Grens. Very low in health. Conscript squad at 4 men, down to 3 men, down to 2 men. Can he actually get the kill on this squad? He is retreating the other one, which is down to 1 man on the retreat. Down goes 1 conscript squad. Very nice pickup there for the flak Panzer, and very nice break for Paradox. Paradox pushing forward with his flak Panzer. There isn't anything on the field for SLush to counter it. He needs to get some type of tech, and he doesn't have the victory points just yet to be able to call in those tanks. Conscripts jumping out of the house, perhaps trying to get a 18-8 on top of that flak Panzer. They don't actually manage to do so, taking a lot of damage on the move. And the flak Panzer now engages that. The sniper is exposed, and is he actually going to die? Makes it out alive just yet. Flak Panzer not managing to nail any of the snipers. And the Blizzard is now actually coming in, starting to negate that field of vision. And quite lucky there for SLush to keep that sniper alive. He is half a point away from being able to get that call in, and it looks like it is what he's waiting for, so he's just simply gonna call in what? Guards Rifle, yeah, Guards Rifle are a decent choice. Guards Rifle could actually potentially kill a Flak Panzer if they get a button on it. Plus 18-8s on top of it, you know. Would have to be on support, of course, and currently Paradox is doing a nice job of supporting it. He is up front there, and look at all that map. Look at the map coverage for Paradox right now. That Flak Panzer just put the swing in his favor quite drastically. We have all the infantry just standing outside of the base, taking some shots at the Grenadiers. The Sniper doing some nice damage there, plus the Guards Rifle. Flak Panzer does move up and starting to do a lot of damage to that infantry, but that is essentially what Root Sludge might actually want. He is obviously trying to run in and get that 18-8, but the damage that he takes actually increases the command points that he gets, and he is very now close to getting those 4 command points that he desperately needs. More damage going down on that Flak Panzer. Flak Panzer actually gets buttoned down by those Guards Rifles. Guards Rifle are going to do a lot of damage to that Flak Panzer, especially on the rear armor, but it isn't going to die. It is going to return fire and do a lot of damage to the Guards Rifles. But it is going to start, you know, snowballing. And there we go, 4 command points. He doesn't have enough manpower just yet, so he needs to save on that. But it is essentially what he needs, otherwise that Flak Panzer is going to, well, basically roll over all his forces. We do see a combat engineer on the right-hand side just trying to capture territory, getting pushed away by Pioneers and the Grenadiers. Sniper is now out on the field trying to capture that munitions point, and we have a Grand Squad on the left-hand side capturing the fuel. Yeah, he still needs more manpower. I believe it's about 700, right? We now have a Panzer IV hitting the field for Paradox, so that's going to be quite nice. It is still going to, you know, be quite vulnerable to those T-34-85s once they hit the field. But yeah, right now it's going quite in Paradox's favor. That Flak Panzer was the perfect choice. Panzer IV wouldn't have been a bad choice per se, because it's an all-around unit. But considering what was on the field, that Flak Panzer was just, you know, gravy. Was perfect. Grenadiers engaging in conscripts over here on the left-hand side, almost near the manpower needed to be able to construct those T-34-85s for Root Slush. Grenadiers do retreat down to 2 men. With that Vet 2, they should be just fine. There is a Sniper taking some shots at Grenadiers. Nice rifle nade by the Grenadiers. Eliminates that Sniper. Very nice pickup there for Paradox. And we are very close to the 700 manpower that he needs. Grens push on forward on top of the Guards Rifle. And, no, he still doesn't have enough. What is it, 750 then? I forget exactly how much. 720, there we go. And he should be able to call them in. He isn't calling him in. Nice. Okay, well, yeah, the grenade did a lot of damage to the Grenadiers, forcing them off of the field. The Guards Rifle also took a little bit of damage on that. And here comes the T-34-85s for Root Slush. So this is going to put the swing of the game in his favor now. Although the Grens can throw rifle nades at them. I mean, Panzerfaust at them. So, you know, still have to worry about that. Panzer IV taking some... No, actually, that was the MG42. There we go. Panzer IV takes some shots at the T-34-85. T-34 takes a nasty shot and a Faust to the face, bringing down the engine. Second T-34 moving up, taking some shots at the Panzer IV. A marked vehicle would also be quite useful here. And there we go. Marked vehicle goes down on top of the Panzer IV. Pioneers move quickly to try to repair it and try to keep it alive. The T-34-85s are unfortunately bouncing their shots. But look at that damage go down. The second shot by the T-34-85s might be able to kill it off. And it actually misses. Needs to get the hit. Ooh, nice shot right there by... I don't know. Oh yeah, the mortar, the 120mm mortar. So quite unfortunate here for Root Slush. He wasn't able to finish off the Panzer IV, which he desperately needed to do with those T-34-85s. And the Flak Panzer is still in the field being quite aggressive. T-34-85s do back off and are going to try to get themselves repaired. Grenadiers still in front of base doing some damage. The mortar makes it out alive with 1 man left, and we see the conscripts now pushing back onto the field. So yeah, the T-34-85s did, you know, help. They managed to do a lot of damage to the Panzer IV, force away the Flak Panzer. They're going to have to get retreated and repaired. And it allows the infantry for Root Slush to, you know, recapture territory and start getting back. But he needs to very quickly get those repairs and orders. He has a combat engineer with just 1 man, not actually even repairing. He needs to get the repairs in order real quick, otherwise, you know, he's going to be in trouble. But, well, we'll see what happens. Victory point-wise, Paradox is sitting comfortably at 475 points against a 237 for Root Slush. So he has over 200 points in advantage on him. Root Slush less than halfway to the the losing point. So he needs to start getting control back on this game. And that is essentially one of the main issues with trying to rely on your call-ins, is that, especially like those at T-3485, is that you might not be able to get those 4 command points in time. So anyways, Gren's retreating at 3 men in the side of all this infantry. The Flak Panzer is back on the field harassing that infantry. Still hasn't gotten fully repaired, but it is very very healthy. It's about 90% health, so it will be able to do a lot of damage and take some punishment. T-3485 coming straight at it. The second one also getting fully repaired now. So SLush has a very strong capability of pushing, but these Grens are going to be quite annoying. Nice shot goes in on top of one Grenadier squad down to 1 man. Forces the retreat on that one. Bet2 will be able to keep it alive. Nice mortar shot on top of the MG. Gets 1 kill on the one of its men, and the Panzer IV is now again back on the field at full strength. So basically reset, and let's duke it out once again. The T-34s are going forward. They are going to ram straight onto the Panzer IV. Panzer IV shoots at one of those T-34s. The Grenadiers are retreating, so unfortunately these tanks are alone. They are quite vulnerable. T-3485s are going to try to push forward, but with a second Panzer IV now hitting the field, the swing is back in the favor of Paradox. So these 2 T-3485s are not going to be enough against 2 Panzer IVs. They are going to try to actually go for one. They do some good damage, but with the other Panzer IVs just being able to simply sit there and take some shots. Oh, can they actually get the kill on one of them? They're trying. They're trying. They are desperately trying. Blitzkrieg affected on the Panzer IV. Takes it away. Oh no, and this one was targeting that Panzer IV. Takes another shot at this other Panzer IV. Very low health T-34s. This T-34 is still at about 20% health. It is going to start shooting at that Flak Panzer. The Flak Panzer is going to take a lot of damage against this T-34, but it could potentially actually kill it if it exposes its rear armor. There it goes, backing off, keeping its frontal armor against the Flak Panzer. The Flak Panzer is going to take a shot by that T-34, but it could actually finish off this T-34 if it's not careful. Still backing off, still backing off. Keep on backing off. And the conscripts are going to move into, well, to block, essentially. So nasty engagement there by the tanks. Nobody pretty much able to get an upper hand on either person. Flak Panzer pretty much being the one to put the favor of the tank battle into Paradox. Both T-34s, Panzer IVs took quite a beating, and they are having to get repaired once again. Flak Panzer now at to Vet 2, that reduces the damage taken, so it's going to be very, very annoying now. Left-hand side, we see Grenadiers capturing that victory point, although they just have it decapped. Do they actually cap it? No, the men actually managed to run into the zone before the cap goes through. Nice shot there by the mortar. Actually does a lot more damage to the Soviet player than he would have wanted. He actually eliminates his own Guards rifle. So these guys actually have 7 friendly kills. That 1mm mortar can be quite devastating, and wow. Conscript squad also ends up getting killed on the retreat to that Gren squad. Gren squad now Vet 3. She's simply going to continue moving on and capturing territory. Without the sniper on the field, he really doesn't have much to worry about. And T-34 just simply moves over to the left-hand side to try to provide a little bit of support. The mortar, having killed his men, just go out and see the amount of damage they did to its own army. And yeah, I think that it might have actually done it. I don't think SLush can pretty much come back from that at this point. He does have 500 manpower, so he could, call in more guards and the conscripts, replace them. But I don't know. He is replacing the sniper because he needs something to be able to combat the infantry. There's still 4 Grenadier squads on the field for Paradox, and they all have Vet 2 at the very least. There's 2 Vet 3 and 2 Vet 2. T-34 is going straight into the center of the map. They're trying to hunt down that Panzer IV. That Panzer IV has marked vehicle. Down goes the Panzer IV. Very nice pickup there for SLush. He is continuing forward. Going to try to get a kill on that MG42. Does he actually see the other Panzer IV? I think they do see the other Panzer IV. Panzer IV is turning its rear armor, unfortunately, to the T-34s, taking some shots directly. Oh no, this is very unlucky for Paradox. Is this actually going to be where SLush wins it? I don't know. Let's see. Vet 2 now on that Panzer IV. The T-34s are continuing to pursue it. The Flak Panzer is getting repaired, but taking some shots at that T-34. T-34 looks like he is trying to hunt that Panzer IV, but a second Panzer IV hits the field, and down goes the T-34. Quite unfortunate for SLush. Second T-34 is now with a damaged engine, and SLush just throws in the towel. quite a good game, I gotta say. Very nice play by both players, actually. So yeah, it was a very nice attempt there by SLush going straight into the base. He managed to pick up a kill on one Panzer IV. And I think if he had actually gotten the kill on this second one, even though there was another one coming into the field, he might have still been able to pull it off. But it was going to be quite dicey, especially because he doesn't have the capability of getting more armor because he is relying on his call-in, and he needs, well, 230, I think, 240, something around there, fuel, and, well, he's only about halfway there. But anyways, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.